Hi, welcome everybody. I'm Rajiv Iyengar from Epimoni Solutions. First of all, I would like to thank you all for joining in today. And I also like to thank MarkLogics for giving us the opportunity to speak with you. I'm joined with my colleagues Pinakin Desai and Shushank Panda, who are going to be co-hosting this with me. I want to give you a brief overview of who we are. We are a team of experienced professionals with each unique experience in the field of engineering, IT, manufacturing, global supply chain, financial management, and data engineering. Despite our varied backgrounds and skill sets, we share a common goal of passion to have a positive impact on the world whom we interact with. We are driven and highly motivated and strive to have a creative and innovative solutions. We are passionate about simplifying the complex and providing insights. We offer analytics consulting and implementation that uses your data to understand and generate business insights and foresights, increase productivity, efficiency, and give you that competitive edge to your business. For this reason, we are partnered with SIAM and MarkLogics to bring you business analytics.
Thank you, Rajiv. This is Pinakin Desai. I am the Chief Operating Officer of Epimoni Solutions, and I'm going to briefly talk about why we love MarkLogic. When you observe the organizations and corporations today, they spend about 60% of their time trying to do ETL type of activities, which is extract, transform, and load data into data warehouses so that it is available to the organization for their analytics purposes. On the flip side, you have the analysts spending about 80% of their time massaging the data into a form that can be used to drive more informed decisions. It has been estimated that in 2018, roughly $5 billion was spent on data integration software. The bottom line is there is a massive cost in managing data so that it can be used very efficiently by the organization. This is where MarkLogic comes in. It's efficient, a low cost, and a very rapid solution that organizations can put in place to drive efficiencies and to drive analytics within their organizations. This, I'm briefly going to touch on what MarkLogics brings to the table. First of all, it's very easy with MarkLogic solution to ingest, curate, and then store the data and make it accessible to the various business units within the organization. It also has the security aspects, which give you granular access control. It also allows you to anonymize the data where necessary, and it is a cloud based solution which can work off premise, on premise, or in a hybrid on and off premise solution, which makes it very efficient. The highlight for me is the fact that MarkLogic provides a NoSQL capabilities, which essentially, when you look at traditional conventional databases, they are hierarchical and relational databases on a very structured set of data. When you throw in unstructured data into the mix, it becomes very difficult to manage and use that data for analytics. Well, with the NoSQL database, unstructured data is easily managed by MarkLogic. And best of all, it's a cloud based service. So, briefly going further into MarkLogic Data Hub Services, one of the things about it is you require zero infrastructure, zero management, and it's a subscription model that can be scaled from small data needs to very large data needs. The other thing that it brings to table is smart mastering, which is one source of truth. In organizations, typically there are several sets of data existing across different geographies, and it's very difficult to find one source of truth. This is also something that MarkLogic brings to the table. It is built for the cloud, and so it's easy to deploy and easy to access, regardless of which geography the business unit resides in. With that, I will pass it on to my colleague.
The global COVID-19 pandemic is exacting a terrible human toll and messing with the world economy. While the impact of this crisis is being felt across all industries, regions, communities, the government and healthcare workers are leading the way to support the folks that are infected with this virus. In these uncharted territories across industries, companies should act now, not only to help protect their employees, but also their customers and prepare for the world beyond the pandemic. For an entire generation of business leaders, the actions that they take now and the weeks to come ahead will not only define them, but also their companies. You will now need to connect with your customers and their needs and expand your value proposition. Every organization has different KPIs and criticalities. It will now be essential for you to measure and manage the total impact of the current circumstances by identifying these critical KPIs and prioritizing them, understanding and remodeling your business on the new methods and services that you offer. Keep a tab on quick changing scenarios on the go, enabling you to take quick informed decisions based on the alternate. Today, companies that will be balancing, protecting, and running and retooling the business will not only be saved, but also thrive in the future. You will need to examine real time data, find the bottlenecks, and de average them so that the data that you have can be turned into promising ideas. You've come up with 6 KPIs that will have a total impact on the bottom line or your business.
Thank you, Rajiv. This is Pinakin Desai again, and I'm going to talk about how Epimoni Solutions and MarkLogics can support our clients. We at Epimoni Solutions have developed several data analytics modules and applications that can be used by our clients. These modules or applications can be used as is or can be customized to our client's specific needs. In instances where we do not have a module or an application, we can work with the clients to design, implement a very fast, efficient, and low cost solution for them. If we were to demonstrate all the different analytics modules that we have developed, it would probably consume the entire day. But in interest of time, my colleague Shushant will demonstrate 3 of these applications. So, what are these applications? Well, one of the ones that I wanted to real briefly touch about was the sales analytics application that Sushant has developed. This particular application was developed conceptually to look at what the sales looked like prior to COVID 19 and what the sales look like in this COVID 19 world and how does it impact the organization. What are the impacts on inventory? What are the impacts on profitability and cash flow? And several other KPIs. Shushant will demonstrate this application in more detail later in the presentation. Moving on to the next slide, I briefly wanted to take a look at the MarkLogics high level architecture and point out a few things. Once the data is ingested, curated, and stored, it is readily available for anyone to extract that data using standard connectors like ODBC drivers and pump it through to tools like Tableau and Power BI to develop analytics applications. I also wanted to point out one of the things that MarkLogics has made it very easy for us and our clients is to look at further extending the organization's capabilities by providing the data that can be used for artificial intelligence, deep learning, machine learning, and natural language processing. These are some of the efforts that Epimoni is currently looking at, and we will work with MarkLogics and our clients to provide these capabilities and take them to the next level. With that, I will turn it over to Shushant to show you some of the applications. Thank you.
Thank you, Pinakin, for mentioning all the cool stuff on MarkLogic Data Hub. That saved a lot of time for me. The first thing which you do in analytics is to ingest data into MarkLogic Data Hub. Once it's cured and ready for analytics, we connect Tableau or Power BI to build interactive dashboards. So let me show you a live demo of how we connect Tableau with MarkLogic. So this is the screen which you will see when you open up Tableau. Now let's connect to MarkLogic Data Hub using ODBC driver. And this is all set up with MarkLogic SQL 64. I just have to click connect and this will connect to the MarkLogic Data Hub. So once this is done, I just sign in and I come to this screen, which is Tableau's data source page. Here you can see all the tables stored in MarkLogic Data Hub. Now I drag consumption table while Tableau is connected live to MarkLogic Data Hub. And I click on view data. So all the data from consumption table gets populated here. And then I go to a sheet to create a visualization. Say I drag raw material and then drag quantity to see raw material consumption by quantity, and then I sort it in the descending order. So I create another sheet, again the raw material consumption by volume this time, and again sort it in the descending order. And now I create a dashboard out of these two sheets. So I drag sheet 1, which is consumption by quantity, then consumption by volume, and then I click here to make them both interactive with each other. That's it, you're done. As you people know, post COVID-19, the supply chain dynamism and its constraints have become very critical in managing the business. The key business challenge is to get a clear visibility of raw material supply up to L3 level on a real-time basis. And that will help us to do the impact analysis of timely production of finished goods on real-time basis. The other key challenge is to dynamically optimize and allocate raw material. So we need a tight integration of our systems with supplier systems up to L3 level. Looking at this, we looked at MarkLogic Data Hub, Tableau or Power BI, and a cloud-based supplier portal. All put together can provide a solution and address all these business challenges. Here is an inventory dashboard which fetches data from MarkLogic Data Hub on a real-time basis. On the left-hand side, you have finished goods which need to be manufactured next 1 month. And on the right-hand side, you have the raw material and the corresponding quantities required to manufacture these finished goods. We also have, for each raw material, the stock on hand. It's green if it is more than the raw material quantity required, and it is red if the raw material quantity is more than the stock in hand. And mind you, these get updated on a real-time basis as soon as the suppliers update their supply status on the supplier portal. This is tightly integrated with the supplier portal. Let's pick this one, 172. Quantity is available for this raw material, and we have only 144 stock in hand. Now, if you click on this, you would see that this is used by this 172 finished goods, and it's affecting $149 million of finished goods revenue. You have only 144 stock in hand. You need to allocate this. What has happened is automatically allocated this on the basis of the finished goods revenue you're getting. That means the first one is get allocated to this finished goods, the next one to this, and depending on the revenue, the descending order. And finally, you will see A list of finished goods which is green, they can be manufactured because they have been allocated the raw material. And as you go down, there'll be a bunch of finished goods will be marked red because raw material is not available anymore. And this can be seen by the production department on a real-time basis. Here is a screenshot of the supplier portal, one of the pages where the supplier up to L3 level can input the supply status on a real-time basis. This is integrated to our entire solution. Here is a dashboard which can help you finding the business impact of any disruption in the supply chain up to tier 3 level. Here in this dashboard you can view red items at the tier 3 level. Let's click this and you can see the impact of that on tier 2 and tier 1 level. Similarly, you can pick any item at tier 1 level and see if there is any choke down the line. Now let's move to a live demo on sales analytics and let's understand how do you engage with the customers through analytics. While there are many sales dashboards, we will focus only on few. The first one being the Pareto analysis, which answers questions like your 80% of your revenue or the margin is contributed by what percentage of your customers or the percentage of your products. Here you are seeing a Pareto chart, a turnover by product. On the left hand side you have the pre-COVID situation, on the right hand side you have the post-COVID situation. Like 80% of your revenue is being given by 20% of your products. Let's change it to customers. And here you see, oh, there is a change that 80% of your revenue was given by almost 47% of your customers, whereas it has come down to almost 30% of your customers, which is good or bad. It's up to you to decide. And if you want to see which are those customers, you can highlight them here and you can see that below in this chart. Next, let's move on to Customer Insight Dashboard, where you will see pre-COVID set of customers and the post-COVID set of customers. And you can see top 10, top 12, top 15 customers. Let's say top 10 customers pre-COVID and post-COVID. And you can see 3 KPIs, the turnover per customer, the average turnover per month, and average turnover per transaction. Here on the x-axis you have the turnover, on the y-axis you have percentage margin. And let's change this reference line of turnover to say $1,000. And you can see they're dynamically changing, and this set of customers who are pre-COVID situation, the winners in the top right quadrant, and let's see how they are situated in pre-COVID situation, sorry, post-COVID situation. I highlight them and you can see here, oh, only one of them is more than $1,000. The rest of them have moved below $1,000 revenue, and one of them in fact is non-profitable. From Customer Insight Dashboard, we move on to Product Insight Dashboard, which is similar to Customer Insight. Let's see a few things more. Here, say I want to see this top product post-COVID. How was it pre-COVID and post-COVID in the quadrant analytics? You can see here, it is a winner here, whereas in post-COVID, it has fallen below 5% profit margin. Another thing which you would like to see possibly is same chart for a particular region. Now let's look at customer segmentation dashboard, which fetches data from MarkLogic Data Hub and segments the customers automatically on the basis of recency, frequency, and monetary value. Recency is how recently the customers come back to you. Frequency is how often the customer comes to you, and the monetary value is the revenue the customer gives to you for a particular period. The best customers are those who fall in the first quadrant of RFM. This is known as RFM model. Best customers here are 46 in numbers, which constitutes 6.7% of your total customer base, and they give you 23% of your revenue. Obviously, the maximum revenue is given by the big spenders because they are in first quadrant of monetary value. So let's look at the loyal customers who come back to you very frequently. And if you see here, F is 1 for all the loyal customers, then you might like to see who are these customers who haven't come back to you for a long period of time, and they fall in the quadrant 3 and 4 of recency. You might like to run a marketing campaign to bring these customers back on board. This is our last live demo, which is on finance analytics. This is all about finding the total impact of all your business decisions on the financial health. The decision could be related to inventory, accounts receivable, operational costs, or even renegotiating a contract with your supplier for better price and payment terms. Let's see a few finance dashboards, including the impact analysis dashboard. Here is a profit and loss statement which is made from the general ledger data, showing certain trends in the sales and profitability. And you have a balance sheet which shows the numbers quarter on quarter, and also the balance sheet structure on the top, and which can be drilled down at the monthly level. You too have the DuPont ratios, the return ratios, the profitability ratios, the asset management, the trading cycle ratios. Also, you have the liquidity ratios and the debt coverage and the credit worthiness ratios quarter on quarter, and which can be drilled down to monthly level. You also have a cash flow dashboard which has a cash flow statement and various charts indicating the movement of net cash flow, gross cash flow, and free cash flow. Let's look at an impact analysis dashboard specifically on the financial health. Here is a balance sheet dashboard for Q4 2019. On the left hand side you have the original balance sheet values, and the right hand side you have the what if or the impacted values. Currently both are same. Let's take a situation where you decide to give 10% discount to your customers to get as a 40% reduction on your accounts receivable. And let's see the impact of that. You can see certain value changing here, but let's see another situation where you want to increase your inventory by 10%. That's because of stocking of the raw materials which are very critical to you, and let's see what the impact of that. And if you go to the DuPont ratio section, you'll find the current ratio and the quick ratio have changed, but still more than one, where the trading cycle has substantially changed. From net trading cycle has changed from 122 to 74, which is a good sign, while the inventory has gone up from 94 to 104. Still, it's a good decision to go ahead with.
Thank you, Shashank, for your in-depth demo. In closing, I would like to say that we surely understand that we cannot solve all your complex issues and challenges. But together with MarkLogics, Epimoni Solutions can offer you dashboard templates that can be easily customized and adapted to your organization needs. By partnering with us, you can leverage not only the dashboard solutions that we offer, but also take advantage of the wide experience that we bring to dissect, analyze, and provide meaningful insights into your data portrayed on the dashboard. These predictive analytics will help you make proactive decisions. MarkLogics and Epimoni Solutions are here not only to support you through these tough times, but also make sure that you thrive in the future. Once again, thank you all for listening and giving us the opportunity today. We welcome any questions.